Okay, Lily, you go for a walk?
Which way would you like to?
Anyway.
Okay.
Let's just go on the sidewalk and just kind of do like a normal neighborhood walk.
Hi.
Nope, we're not going for a ride. Lily, come. No, we're not going for a ride. Are you pulling? What if we let go?
So the key thing is when you're trying to troubleshoot a situation is to really pay attention to what's causing the problem in the first place. Like I said, going over with her, a lot of it is just she finds something on her nose and she goes.
Yeah.
So especially when you see like her her head is
Yeah.
like her nose is down, right? Like that, and she just goes. Okay? So what you're gonna do, we'll walk you through it to kind of work her through it, is two things. One, get her attention and focus so her nose isn't what's guiding her, you are. And then two, work with her energy. And that's gonna be important because especially with a puppy, a lot of times parents and clients will try to go against the current. They'll like take that energy and they're like, no, throw it away, stuff it, don't do anything with it. And 9 times out of 10, it doesn't work so well, and you end up having to overcorrect and yell at them and pull back and all that stuff. Whereas if you take that energy and excitement and redirect it into the training and make it engaging and make it fun,
How do you do that?
we'll show you.
Okay.
Then you can actually positively use that energy and go with the current.
She's pulling because her nose is down.
Right.
But you want to allow some of that.
Right. And it's going to be up to you guys where you generally draw that line, right?
Lily. Girl.
Good. So 2 things that happen there, right? One, you say her name, you get her attention back, and then right afterwards she goes right back to the ground and back to, following her nose. So at least you have that momentary focus.
Lily, come.
And what you're gonna need there is continued focus. Hey.
Told my experience at home. Lily. Now, how do we get her back?
Okay.
We're doing bad.
It's not so bad. The first thing is you're gonna need to work with her excitement because she's amped up, and if you continue to move forward, you'll continue to introduce new distractions and new smells. Whereas if you either stop or move backwards, it'll give her an opportunity to lose interest and refocus back on you and or something other than the ground.
Do you say anything or do you just move backwards?
I do a combination of things because I want the leash to do most of the work. So I'm just going to start walking in the right direction. Right? Okay. impulse, right? Excitement, something comes by, she sees it, she goes towards it. So what I do in anticipation is, because I know he's coming this way and I know she's moving that way, is I brace myself. I could also move that way, so that way it's less exciting. And that way you can kind of see as soon as she hits the end of the leash, she can't make any more progress. The reason why a lot of dogs continue to pull their owners even after they hit that end of the leash is because they make progress. So what we try to do is make it so she can't make any more progress until the leash is nice and loose. And that ends up slowing her down. It forces her to refocus on us and what we're doing. So now it's nice. I'm just letting the leash do the work. And that's why it's important when the leash is tight that she respects it and like acknowledges it. And then if I need extra attention or attention before the leash is tight, then I'll use her name or something else. Right? Good girl.
Are you using Lily Pong or just Lily?
Anything. It'll be what's most natural for you. So like the main thing is here, right? She's now looking for something to do, somewhere to go. Now that's where you can step in as someone to guide her. Okay, now she's like actively looking around for something to do, somewhere to go, you know, trying to find something to get into. So it's now going to be really easy to be like, Lily, this way. Good girl. Wait. Good. Come. Good girl. So she starts pulling because she caught a hint of something. I'm gonna brace and stop. And if I notice that she's continuously going that way, I'm gonna go this way. Good girl. Okay. Let her smell, nice and loose, and then I'll go back this way. And if she pulls again suddenly, we'll do it over again. Good girl. There you go. There you go. So now I'm leading her to what was interesting, as opposed to her just going. Same thing here. Good girl. This way. The main thing is to acknowledge her when she does acknowledge that leash pressure, so she knows when she stopped pulling that she's doing the right thing. I usually say good girl and I'll give her a treat, especially at first because you're trying to recondition the behavior, right? Like right here. Good girl, yes. Come. Same thing, but she didn't have to pull towards it. I got her attention first, then I took her back to what she was interested in. Same thing here. Good girl. Right? And so now that there's no leash pressure, if we wanted her attention, Lily. Good girl.
Good.
Then with leash pressure, she's got something that she wants to smell. Right? Good girl. Come. Wait. There you go. Good girl.
Something, and we just do it differently, was said.
Oh, she'll do it without any prompt. No. It's just up to you. Like if you need to give a command, you can. I usually just give extra commands if I need extra commands.
Yeah, I feel like we won't barter too much.
A lot of times, like with like anything else, if you start micromanaging too much, then they'll want to stop listening. Whereas if you give them a lot of freedom, and then every now and then when they hit that boundary, and you let them know, then it's more impactful. Like if the leash is always tight, then you can't communicate with it. But if it's almost always loose and then suddenly it's tight, it means more. Good, there you go. So when she turned, there you go. When she stopped and turned, that's gonna be your moment to kind of connect back with her, so she has to connect back in with you. And give her that acknowledgement that she just did the right thing with not pulling.
Are we better off using the harness on the back? Because our harness attaches here.
That was working well because it just physically made it difficult for her to pull. This I prefer because of the fact that it corrects her naturally, because the more that she pulls, the more it tightens in. And then as she stops pulling, it loosens up. So it's your preference, but that's why I use this one instead of the other one. The other one was just more so, yeah. And so long as it's fitted properly, then it should just move the ring and her whole body. Whereas if it's too loose, then it'll just kind of slack around and it won't have the same impact too. So you have to make sure that if you do use it, that it's tightly fitted.
So this one is tight. It's not slide. I think ours is slide.
Eating grass.
No, vegetarian.
Good. There you go.
Thank you. Good girl.
And a lot of it too is just, especially with puppies, how you can structure your walk so that way you can actually have time for training during the walk, and not redevelop bad habits because you're in a hurry. What I mean by that is, like, if you only have 30 minutes for a walk in the morning, go out 10 minutes, save 20 minutes for the walk back in. Because it's much better that you take the time that you need.
Shorter walk.
Right. So, it's much more important that you take the time that you need to redirect her, to calm her down, to let her know that this, we're not just gonna pull for me to either get you somewhere or for you to get yourself somewhere, We're gonna have her follow usually with focus, and we're only gonna move when that leash is loose. And if you try to keep that in your head, then that will become the new routine. And it'll become more impactful when she does, tighten up on that leash.
Because you're not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm. And that's why she's so much more responsive, is because when it is tight, you see that. We give her a call, we bring her back, or we change direction. A lot of times it's going to be harder to just walk continuously in a straight line because we check out and then she checks out, right? Good. So that'll be another thing too, is just like making sure that you get her attention before you give her a command, right? So like if you say to somebody, if you give somebody a grocery list but they're not even looking at you, kind of deal, not to even accept it or anything. So you want to make sure that you get focused first and then command second.
Hey Lily, look at me. Yum. Hey Lily, sit. Good.
She does not tolerate like the heat very well.
It's pretty rough out here. At least this it hasn't been as hot or rainy.
Yeah.
But this weekend should be pretty nice. But that's another reason why you'll want to keep the walk short.
Yeah. Yeah, I was taking her on runs, and about 2 miles into the run, she would stay closer. I think she was just tired, and then she was off. Do you recommend running with her, or
only if you have the time and space to. I wouldn't make it a structured exercise because she's still working on structure when she's walking and paying attention.
Okay. Yeah, I'll roll off when I'm running.
And that's the other thing too, is you said that energy. So remember when we were talking about why she pulls, is because she's all hyped up, she's got a lot of energy, she just follows her nose and goes. And so getting that energy out, I was telling her too, like either by playing ball with her a little bit before your walk in the backyard, or just having her run around, or just like being engaging and following you first before you leave. Get some of that energy and excitement out of her in a fun, productive way, like just through some training drills and stuff like we'll show you, and then tackle on the harder things for her to concentrate on, like the walks. Be the same thing as like going to Disney World and expecting the children to like listen to a lesson to you. Like as soon as you get there, probably not going to happen. But maybe after they've kind of let things settle in, they've ridden some rides, now you're like, hey, let's take a look at the map and let's plan things out on what we want to do. Yeah, sure. But if you try to go into the amusement park and everyone's like, let's go, hey, wait guys, wait, let's figure out a plan. It's the same thing with dogs because she's still young. And that's why, you want to really take your time to work with her as opposed to against her. And it's something that when you're working together, you can kind of spot each other. Like, are you constantly telling her no? Are you constantly telling her yes? Or are you actually getting a good mix in?
Yeah.
Because like if you're, a good analogy is if like you're in a foreign country and you're taking a cab ride or something, and you only told that driver no when he was making turns, you're gonna eventually get to where you're gonna go, but both of you are gonna be super frustrated. But if you use no and yes, because you have limited vocabulary there, then you're both gonna get there much faster and in a much better mood, especially if you use mostly yes.
Yeah. I do have a question for you, and we can talk about it when we're done with the walking. You talk about my call. She does not relate for us. It's always a cousin for us.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's what I just don't play. Yeah, that's what I just don't play with her. I just wait until she does. Because if that's the game that she wants to play and you want to play with her, that's fine. But if it's a game that you don't want to play, then all you have to do is disengage, and then it won't be a fun game anymore. Same with the jumping behaviors. You'll see all that I do, instead of trying to push her off or ask her to get down, is I work with, once again, that excitement. Because she's happy and she's full of energy, I kind of make myself not energetic. No, I just don't do anything. I can also just hold my hand out like a stop sign and then only give her attention when she's calmed back down on, or attention is all four paws are back on the floor. But it's more like turning yourself on and off than anything else. Like, and then she kind of gets it. Like, oh, she's actually having fun with me when I'm calmer. But if I've right, as much as like it's natural for us, it actually doesn't help her any, because especially when we push her off, she's not doing anything herself. But if she gets down and then gets praised, she's doing almost all of that work and she's learning. Whereas if we tell her down and we push her down, or we hold the leash down so she can't jump, it's not making her do anything on her end. So especially with puppies, you know, we want to help them. We want to micromanage certain behaviors and everything, but the less that we do and the more that they do, the more that they'll learn, you know, the more that they'll develop at least a little bit quicker. Good girl. Yes. And all you have to do is just be there to let her know when she did the right thing. Good girl.
She reinforced all the time.
Like I said, especially at first, because we want her to kind of get reconditioned and to stop pulling faster. That usually helps. Good girl. Good girl. And so you can kind of see, as soon as she starts pulling, instead of telling her no, which you can do, you know, a good thing to do is get ready to say yes when she stops pulling. Is to be ready to, you know, figure out a way to get her attention back and or keep it. You know, whether it's with a treat, having her come with you. Yes, good girl. Yes, good girl. Very good. All right, do you want to try, Mom?
Sure.
So now, here, I'll give you a couple treats too, and you can kind of break them down if you need to, because they're kind of on the bigger side. All right. So now, we've eliminated part of the problem, right? The focus. So now the focus is going to be on us and the treats as opposed to the grass. There you go. Good. And right there. Good. Good. So now she's paying attention to where you're going and what you're doing in hopes of that reward. There you go. Perfect. And she's now more engaged with you and less engaged in the ground and her nose, right? So now that she's looking for you, even if it is, and just wait, there you go. Even if it is just for the treats, at least you have her engagement, at least you have her focus. And then you kind of see what happens as soon as like you give it to her, she drops and then she has to regain it again. And so what I'll do to try to extend that focus time is I'll give her a treat, but then I'll let her know, hey, I've got another one. And then I'll have her follow me for a little bit. and then she gets the treat. And that'll help with the ping ponging. Okay, and now, so right there, right before she checks out, get her attention again, and then go another way. So when you give her, when you get her attention and she comes to you for a treat, there you go.
Yeah, good girl.
Now right before she checks out,
Lily, come.
there you go. A little late, but that's okay. She still got to recover. So once again, try to do it back to back here. So you have her attention, right? You're about to lose it right after you give her the treat. And then you keep going. There you go. Good. There you go. Good. Okay. And so something that I'll do too is after every 3 to 5 redirects, when she is distracted and then she looks back at me, I'll just start counting in my head. And then after a certain number, then I'll give her a treat. So it incentivizes her to continuously just check in on her own, as opposed to us always having to call her, or as opposed to her always having to hit the end of the leash.
So about every 3 to 5 redirects.
And then you can go to 5 to 10, 10 to 15, just give yourself something, something measurable that you can increase over time. And if it's like a hard redirect, like for the kid on the bike, for example, or a dog coming by, if she looks at them and she doesn't run off and she checks back, then she always gets a treat. So anything like major like that, I'll always reward for heavily. Because it's then rewarding her for not following that initial impulse that's really hard for her. So you want to try to take advantage of those whenever possible. That's why, like, you'll see in the video when we were really distracted with that set in the grass, I let her go, I let her fail, I let her go, I let her fail, I let her go, I let her fail, and then I let her go, and then when she succeeded, I was like, yes, good girl.
Yeah.
So even though it can be frustrating, because she's still learning and because you want her, to grow up with good habits and to learn to stop herself, you want to take those moments when she's hard pulling towards the grass or hard pulling towards a car or something, use that
So the hard
as a
pull,
practice drill.
Stop and just get her to say Lily.
Either stop, say Lily, wait for her to figure it out on her own. That's why I said having enough time on your walks is going to be crucial. So that way you can just take that time to keep developing and keep practicing with her.
What works for you? Because I'm usually like, let's go, and I can take off.
Yeah. And I'm sure as soon as she gets older, and she kind of slows down naturally, she gets used to following you and not pulling any more impulsively, she kind of grows out of that stage and she gets better at redirecting, then you can start checking out more too. But like, so long as she's kind of still in this like, oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? Oh, what's that mode? Good, there you go. Then you have to try to take advantage of it as much as you can for that practice.
Well, the brain is still a sponge.
And we get frustrated, and she senses it, and then the pulling continues.
And that's, like I said, it's going to be really hard, and that's why I would, and a lot of trainers do that 180 rule, is because as soon as they get focused on something that way and they start hard pulling, they need to not make any more progress. So that's where, like, if you turn around and you just start going the opposite way, your leg muscles are a lot stronger than your arm muscles, and so you can actually pull her back. And if you get her to turn around, she's not focused on whatever is distracting her and pulling her that way, so it's easier for you to break that fixation. Whereas if she's in front and she's hard pulling and you're like, no, stop, and you're behind her, it's really, really hard to get her attention back because you're behind her. Whereas if you're in front of her, or you're close enough to touch her, or if she has to now follow where you're going, you're doing all these other things to get her attention back, as opposed to the one thing that usually doesn't work very well. Lily, stop.
Okay.
And it's very instinctual for people, so that's why you're gonna have to recondition yourself too.
Yeah, no,
So let's try to walk back to the car, and then we'll do a little bit of the formal training. Right there you go.
So I have a question.
Good.
We tend to hold the leash like this to keep her short. Should we not do that?
You can, but just make sure it's loose still.
Okay.
So I'll do that like when we're out in public. You'll kind of see we'll
saw
keep
it
the
on
leash
videos.
shorter. We'll keep the leash shorter, but that way she has just less wiggle room until it tightens. And now you're kind of micromanaging more of like a heel behavior.
Yeah.
And we'll practice that more once I get everything set up here.
Girl.
But the goal, he said, is to try to keep it in your mind to keep that leash as loose as possible. Good, there you go. And as soon as she turns and redirects, that's your mark moment. That's your time to let her know that she did the right thing, right?
You see this? Yeah. Sit. Good. That's it. Good girl.
Good.
Okay, let's go.
She wants to be good.
Oh yeah.
She does, and like I said, after, maybe even like half a block, that tiredness, especially with the heat, starts to sink in, and now you're only working on the direction and focus part, and you have less of that energy to contend with.
Yeah.
And you've already cut your problem in half, and then you can see how much easier it is.
Yeah.
And that's just something that'll go away with not only practice and discipline, but with like her aging too. Then she'll hit like 8 or 9 or 10, and you're trying to move her along faster.
She's like, I know.
Right? So here. So there's a good one, right? So as soon as she gets super excited, all I would do at that point is either hard brace or hard turn. Because what ends up happening is when you're trying to slow her down or stop her when she's already got that force going, it ends up taking perfect. There you go.
No.
And now almost. So you had the good brace. Now as soon as she had to turn there, you go ahead and turn and go the other way. So go ahead and walk towards it again and just get ready for her to be excited. Brace, turn. Good. Very good. So now, and this will be more advanced and you'll get better at this with practice with her, go ahead and walk from there towards the car, and as soon as you feel like she's going to turn or you've lost her attention, get her attention back with a treat and then walk her towards the car again.
I'm out of treats.
There you go.
Thank you. Want these, Bubba? Let's go.
Good. Good. It's up to you. I always just say her name and I'll let her know. So there you go. And then turn.
Or that.
There you go. Good. Okay, now try it again, but then be a little bit more preemptive. Like maybe around here, before she gets too close and starts pulling, then start redirecting
She ate all
her.
the treats.
That's okay.
She went chomp.
There you go.
Come on. Let's
So start walking from there to the car. Okay, there you go. Now start walking towards the car again. Now, as soon as she does that, good,
go. Just sit. Gentle.
good.
Thank you. Sit.
Okay.
Lily. Can you sit? Good girl.
Okay. Now go ahead and start walking towards the car again and get ready to kind of boot back again. Good. Now one more time. Good.
Lily, look at me. Lily.
And that's how you'll know, right? Like
That you're
if
fine.
you, yeah.
That's
and
why.
and that's how you'll know also, like if you call her name when she's here next to you and she's still focused on there, that means you already have lost her. So I wouldn't keep going that way. So try one more time.
Lily, you're gonna listen, okay? Try again. Gentle, Lily.
Almost there. So go ahead and back paddle to me and mom and then try again. Almost. There you go. Good. You'll get there.
Yeah.
Here. Good. Very good. Good. That's why I like working with parents and clients sometimes, because it's always easier for me to do things than for you guys. But it's important that you get that practice. Right. Good. Here, let me. And I'll give you a couple options there to help with like correcting that hard pulling too, so that way you're not in any kind of danger as well. But it's important that you get these basics down first before having to rely on any kind of tools.
Lily? Good.
Very good. Good. Good.
Girl. Yes, sit.
Good.
Yes. Good girl.
Good. And even though it's hard and it can definitely be frustrating, that kind of practice is going to be very important, because now you're working against that impulse control. And that's what 9 times out of 10 gets her into that trouble. She gets she wants to see something and she just goes for it. Very good. Very good. There you go. All right, we'll have her try one more time here.
What a good girl.
Good.
Almost like before she even can't almost
Yeah. And that's why paying attention to her while you're on your walk, especially when she's still in like these training phases, is going to be crucial. And you'll know when she gets better that you can kind of stop, micromanaging her when she does relax, and you'll just start kind of nicely walking again.
Well, it makes sense.
There you go.
Caroline walked her and she did better than the two of us because we were talking. I mean, I know this sounds like
And there's always easier ways to get to that point, but you always want to try to keep it engaging and like learning for both of you guys while you still can and while you still need to.
how do you feel about it, Caroline?
I feel good. I feel better.
I'm going to turn this off for a moment.
And these are some of the drills you're talking about pre-walk.
Well, those were all the pre-walk drills.
Oh,
This
okay.
is going to be more of like the leave it drills. What you're going to do is, actually it might be easier if you record it first, and I'll do the first round.
This is so cool.
And especially at first, you want to try to make it as easy as possible on yourself and for her to succeed, and then make it harder as she gets better. So I'll give you these, and I want you to go ahead and show her the bowl, and let her see that you're putting it in. And you can always take it back out there.
Lily.
Very good. There you go. The important thing is she takes her eyes off of the treats and looks at you for any kind of movement, right? If she is 100% focused on that, then she's not listening. So that's the one thing that you'll want to just keep in mind. And so we'll start it easy by going out the outer ring first. harder one is going to be.
Shaking.
Very. And that's what I released her again. So having her wait instead of impulsively going towards her. Okay. Try again from the outside here. And I'm going to move in just a little bit, like just right there.
Should I show her there's something cool?
Yeah, go ahead and
Lily.
leave one in there as well for her. Okay. Go ahead and ask her to leave it.
Leave it. Leave it. Leave it.
Good.
And then when she looks at it again, you let her know.
Leave it.
Okay. All right,
Good
one more time.
girl.
Leave it.
Girl. And then have her look at you and then
Lily.
release her for it.
Okay, go ahead.
There you go.
Good
Good.
girl.
That's the important part. Is now you're completely bypassing that impulse. And you can see why, like, if you're doing this with real food, you're gonna need practice first before just leaving whatever on the counter.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to work against that impulse. When you have it under control, then you can start pushing the boundaries a little bit. Let's try one more time.
Oh my goodness. Leave it. Leave it.
Good girl, this way. Go ahead and put another one in and ask her to leave it.
Leave it.
Very good, very good. Go ahead, move over here a little bit longer. Ask her to sit, stay.
Okay.
Go ahead and walk forward then. And then
Okay, go ahead. Girl.
so she can leave it on the caveat that you help her through that. It's a pretty normal puppy thing. On top of the fact that she's a lab, very food. She can be both a pro and a con. You just have to have that like patience, especially just initially, to help her out. I have her on the leash, but you can do it without. It's gonna be a little bit harder. What I'll do is I'll body block her at home.
Yeah.
Leave it. Girl, leave it.
Lily, come. Girl, sit. Okay.
Nope.
Lily, sit. Sit. Stay. Girl. Leave it.
No.
I went away.
Right.
I try.
But you can kind of see, yeah, here, I'll hold it here. But you can kind of see what happens, right? So, like, if you lose focus and she loses focus, there's nothing there to kind of, like, deter her.
Like sit. Stay.
Very good.
Leave it. Leave it.
Now, the hard part is you walking away and she continuously, yeah, and she continues to leave it. And that's where you see that I'll go in and out towards her and away from her. I'll let you ladies try one more time and then I'll show you again. And it's good that she lays down, but it's bad if she's just a spring. So
Yeah,
it's
she's a
more
spring.
like, it's more so to just pay attention to what she's focused on and how excited she is, right? Right? You kind of see what I mean there? So a lot of times people will make the mistake that, like, if they're sitting or if they're in a down, they're in a calmer position. Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Mhm. There you go. And that's something that you can easily do during dinner time with her food bowl. That's what I'll
Yeah.
do sometimes. It'll be a little bit harder at first because she's going to be very excited, but that's going to be perfect practice because now she's really excited and ready, and you have that to control with her practice.
Just gonna walk around and I'll.
Yeah. There you go. And now this will be more like the car practice again with the leash. There you go.
Lily. Leave it.
So what ended up happening there was she was already all the way there before he asked her to leave it, and I can feel like that's gonna be your failure point when it comes to like the counter surfing and stuff like this. She's already like,
Zoned in.
yeah, she's already zoned in. She's already about to jump, and then you ask her to leave it. Kind of take a couple steps back.
Okay. Lily.
Leave it.
Leave it.
Leave it. Look at me.
Now go ahead and you try to walk her around.
I'm gonna let you do the wheel.
Leave it, Lily.
Here's a treat for you as well to help out.
You sit. Have this treat.
Good. And you'll know that you're doing well and you're on the right track is when she's not pulling when you ask her to leave it and she redirects. There you go. Good. Go ahead and start walking in the inner circle a little bit there in the medium ring.
Leave it. Leave it.
And that's my question. She keeps saying leave it. Is that okay?
You want to say it when you need it. A lot of times people will just kind of rapid fire it the whole time. Like right now, that would be, there you go. That would be a good time. Very good. And then I would give her a treat for that. There you go. So now you're reinforcing and giving her that positive reinforcement when she stops paying attention to it. She hears leave it and she redirects back to you. That's going to be your key to success.
Leave it. Thank you. You're so good with this. With this? Okay, Lily. Leave it.
Very good. There you go.
Okay, Lily, I want you to sit. Leave it. Good.
There you go.
Sit.
Now go ahead and drop the leash. Walk behind her.
Leave. Look at me.
Yeah, get
You sit.
Okay.
Good.
Now slowly make a circle towards your mom and ask her to stay.
Stay, Lily.
She had to reposition herself. There you go.
She's like, I'm not.
There you go. So now you can kind of see without that excitement, without that impulse control,
Yeah.
she can listen and follow. You just have to work through those two things. And it kind of goes hand in hand both for her leave it and for her walking. But if you're able to cut through both of them, then you have a pretty A+ student dog.
Leave it.
Very good. There you go.
Sit. Leave it.
Perfect. There you go.
Here, I'll sit.
There you go. Good. Now for the inner circle, I always put myself on the inside to help body block if necessary, and I tighten up the leash. It's okay. Good. It's okay.
Lily, come. Okay, sit. Sit. David. Good girl.
Good. There you go. Good. There you go. And
Leave it.
good. There you go.
Leave it. Leave it. Yes. Yes. Leave it.
This is one of those times where if you had less slack on the leash and you're kind of doing more like heel work, it'll help. Leave it. Leave it. And this is why it's going to be more difficult at home. Because when she's failed and she still gets the reward, it also incentivizes her to not have to listen. So that's why it's really, really important that leave it.
They're doing a lot of work on the leash,
And then you can do it on the leash. It
I
is
think that's been
possible,
part
it's
of
just
our
harder.
issues. We have to do a lot. She's pretty good about where you can say, play, stay.
Leave it.
Oh, she loves her place.
Leave it. Leave it.
But you wouldn't use the pressure collar on
No, because then, I mean, you can, but you're punishing her for going against that, like going with her impulse control, which makes sense. But she's not doing it on her
She's not
own
learning
anymore.
it.
She's doing it because she knows she's gonna get shot.
Yeah.
And so, like, whenever you don't have it on her, she's not developing that self control like she is now.
Right.
Leave it. Good. Leave it. Good.
Ooh.
Leave it. This is how you get her really close to food. We're not going.
Good girl, Lily Lou. Good girl.
Wait. Wait. She doesn't always have to go
To it. Oh, okay.
Another
That's
way
a
that
good
you
idea.
can
That's
help.
actually a really good idea. So the reward is the
Leave it.
ultimate. Leave it.
See? And this is why when you practice, you get better yourself too, because you'll notice little
Her
things.
hind leg starts to spring.
She was like, ooh.
What is she focused on? There you go.
It
Very
sits.
good.
My place.
Good girl. You wanna try? Or if your daughter wants to again,
Actually, I'm gonna let you.
So, just the Lily, sit. Leave it. Leave it. Okay, look at me. Thank you.
Very good.
Lily, leave it. Leave it.
And believe it or not, this is also how you build up to those like YouTube challenges that you see on TV when you have like a whole roast chicken on the table and they're not eating it and they're staying as the person walks away. Just a lot of back work, just this exact kind of work. She has it, she can get it, she is not impulsively going for it, she's waiting for a command because you've practiced with her. This will be really important back at home where she's had those opportunities to develop that bad behavior.
Look at me. Thank you. You're good. Should I let her go for it?
Up to you.
Let's go.
Perfect. There you go.
Very good, doggo.
So it's definitely possible. Will you still need to do a little bit of work on your end? Yes. But the more work that you kind of do like with real food that you'll have, the more practice that she'll have with it. And it's generally a good idea too. Like I can't do it as much because I have other dogs there and sometimes I work with food aggressive cases, but it's a good idea to get in a good habit of not leaving food out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Especially since sometimes they can be bad for dogs. we-
She out in the refrigerator door, she goes right in. You know.
For like a family before that we had with like little children, we had to work with them almost as much as the dogs,
Oh yeah. And
leaving half of their treats out or their
Leave it.
candy bar, things like that.
Lily. Oh. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Lily. Good girl.
There you go. Good.
Leave it. Leave it. Good girl. Leave it. Yes. Leave it.
Good.
You know, my cousin, she's a vet tech.
Oh, nice.
And, her dog, they flew away. I didn't right now.
There you go.
They will.
See, for this one, she knows that she can, like, since she's been able to get away with you and she can do it, you're now working on your own kind of problem here. That's why it's going to be important that you get that good practice in.
Down. Okay. Stay.
Go ahead and hold the leash shorter so you have more of a chance, but just keep it loose unless you need it.
Lily, come on. Go for a walk. Let's go. Good girl.
So make sure you get her attention first. There you go. Good. And if constantly walking around it is too hard, walk away, back and forth away from it.
Got it. Yeah.
You make it easier.
Lily. Lily. Leave it.
So just kind of go from like this way. And as soon as you know and see that she's going to start to pull, that's when you get used to correcting. And then stop.
Lily.
Good. Okay. Now go ahead and do it again. Start from outside and then just walk towards it. And as soon as she starts, you think you're going to lose her, go ahead and give her that verbal command and or the physical leash. There you go. So start from there and just start walking towards it. you go. Good. Much better. There you go. Good. Good. Something that'll help you, I feel like, is don't stop as much. You just keep going on your trail. So if she starts veering off, you just keep, don't use your arms, just use your legs and just keep walking. There you go. Yep. There you go.
Girl, Lily.
Good. There you go. Just use your legs. There you go. Perfect. And then make sure she's doing it on her own. There you go.
Lily. Foster.
There's something around there.
Yeah. Lily, sit. Sit. Stay. Stay. Leave it. Stay.
There you go. Now you're playing with it.
Yes. What a girl.
Hello?
What?
Hey, how are you doing?
It's work.
Oh, we are still right here working in the court if you want to join us. And sorry, we're running a little late. All right, I'll see you soon. Oh, it is 9:45. All right,
Oh, wow.
next session is here.
Okay, good.
We pushed her back till 9:30, and I guess she was
Yeah, sorry
already
about
late.
that.
It's okay. I think you guys definitely get the gist of it.
Yeah,
though.
no, this was super helpful. And maybe
And we'll keep working on it too.
and Monday we're gonna meet up. Do you want to?
Good girl. Who's that? Oh,
I know, I love you.
there you go.
Good job. You smell my treats? Got some. You got some.
Good girl. I know you got the zoom.
Oh, you had to jump.
Good girl.
So excited. Yeah, I love you. Smell those treats? Yeah, we're gonna drink with those today. We're gonna drink with those today.
And something that helps with the jumping, and whenever you're ready, is
Uh-huh.
just hold your hand out like that,
You know? Just
and
say,
have her just kind of calm down on her own.
"Good
There you go.
girl."
We're working on Baxter as well because he's so big, and if
Yeah.
you keep going all the way down, he'll actually go all the way down to the ground too.
Willow.
Just-
She's like,
right, distracted.
yeah, you're gonna get distracted also. Yeah.
Good girl, good pee pee.
That was quite the welcome.
There you go.
Sit.
Very good. There you go. Good.
Girl.
And it's good to kind of get that practice in when she is excited,
Yeah.
because that's usually when you'll need it the
When it-
most,
yeah.
anyways. So what I'll do to kind of like artificially create that is I'll just start playing with her to get her hyped up, and then I'll ask her to stop.
Okay.
Play, stop, play, stop. And it's a fun
She
little
did pretty
exercise.
good when I did it, which is amazing.
We've been working on some things, you know.
You know, just a few. You've had some time with her. It's so funny because some of the things that you say, like when you're introducing.
There you go.
Good girl.
There you
Good girl.
Sorry, what were you saying?
One of some of the things, like you're like, she loves people, and like that kind of thing. Like I'll always say that to people because she so loves people.
Her intensity can scare some, as you can we find out. So that's why it's important. Unfortunately, her stuff will be in tomorrow, but at least it'll be here for most of the good social weekend we got planned
Yeah.
for her.
Okay.
But yeah, and then you'll just kind of get to see her in it and everything.
Awesome.
Hopefully it'll fit. I got her a medium.
Okay.
Is
That's
what? Yeah.
what I would have leaned towards as well. But sometimes like this little part of her
Yeah.
is like the large part, but then the rest of her
Is too small.
It's
So
so
it's just
small.
like
you just never know.
that's gonna be the best choice because the large is gonna definitely be too large. Is the problem, and then the small is gonna be too small. Very good.
Very good, Willow. Very good.
And so I've been using this leash, but you can also use her the Easy Walker as well if you'd like.
Okay.
The reason why I use this one is because it automatically corrects her when she starts pulling because it constricts in on itself.
Okay.
And the Easy Walker kind of helps a little bit because it kind of pulls her from the side to the side. But it kind of makes it kind of sometimes awkward to redirect her sometimes if need be.
Okay.
And a lot of times, especially when she's pulling to go front and it's pulling from the side, it can shift out and she kind of runs that risk of
Yeah.
getting out of the harness. Whereas with this one, because it squeezes in as she
Yeah.
pulls, then it's more escape resistant, I guess
Okay.
to say the word. And I'll show you how this one works.
Yeah, I'd love to see.
You want to play cameraman?
Yeah, I'd love to play camera. But I was like, wait a minute, you have the treats.
So normal leash, and then you just turn it to the side like that.
Okay.
And then
Oh,
I have these
wow.
gauges here, so that way it doesn't get too loose and it doesn't get too tight.
Okay.
So this one stops it from just like falling off of her, and then this
Yeah.
one stops it from squeezing too much into her. But you can
Okay.
kind of see what that does.
Yeah.
So when it's nice and loose, it just fits properly,
Mhm.
and then when she starts pulling, it'll tighten it.
Where do you go? Like, is that just a pet store or Amazon or? Oh, baby.
This is Thunder Leash brand, so sometimes Petco has it because they
Okay.
have a lot of their stuff, but you can always get it from Amazon.
Okay.
But yeah.
See you, girl. Let me see you. Sit. Good girl. I love that sit. There's something on you. There's something on you.
So the first, I guess we'll just kind of run through a little bit of
Okay.
the
I
exercises,
think
and then
they
we'll do.
left those.
Oh yeah, it was.
Okay.
We're running low on treats anyway, so
Oh,
I'll get some
gotcha.
more later.
Perfect. She's like, wait a minute.
Thank you. Oh
She's
wow.
like, thanks for those. Oh, you pour it. Yeah, Willow.
It's.
Willow.
There you go.
Sorry.
It's okay. Like I said, it's almost empty anyways. I'll usually use the scraps to put in the food bowls for them.
Yeah.
That'll be a good distraction for
Yeah,
her.
she's like,
She's like, wait a second.
she's like, wait, is that for me?
So the first exercise is just kind of going through the circle
Okay.
and paying attention to when she pulls outside, and get ready to kind of for the leash to do the work to catch her when she pulls, and then when she redirects back to you, that's your marked moment to give her that praise that she just did the right thing.
Okay.
And we might have to like do away with this all together.
She's like,
So
okay.
it's almost too much for her.
I know.
Here, we'll give Mom some of the chicken treats.
Sit, Willow.
There you go.
Good
There you go.
girl.
See, she's got it now.
Alright, let's go.
That's it. There you go. And you can go either through the middle to the left or to the right. And what I usually do is every now and then I'll just stop, and then I'll have her stop and wait, and then I'll start. And your goal here is to try not to say anything but that positive when she redirects. You want the leash to do all the work for you. There you go. Perfect.
Girl.
And then you start walking, and she starts walking. And then you just keep going, and you'll notice when she redirects. Right there, perfect, good. Same thing here. And just got there, and almost.
Why do you always lay down with me?
And so this is one of those it's a very puppyish kind of behavior. Is like when they don't want to do something, they go to a certain behavior, because what ends up happening is we shift our behavior based off of what she's doing now. And so now we went from like leading to like trying to get her to follow. So your goal here is you could do a few things. You can try to entice her to follow you with a treat, or you could just keep moving. But the main thing is you don't give up until she does, because if she gets her way when she does this, it'd be like the same as reinforcing a little child when they throw like a tantrum.
Got it.
So you just have to hold strong. There you go. Bless you.
I love you. Good girl.
Very good. And that's why it's really important, especially for her, that you let her know that she just did the right thing. You know, it'll help. It'll help her to stay engaged and to feel like rewarded for following. Very good. We're using that for leave it. Very good. Now that she's kind of getting the idea, do your best to randomize things and almost act as if you're trying to lose her, and you'll watch and pay attention to what happens. Yeah, and now you can go ahead and reward.
Very good.
And it's an interesting conundrum that I like to show a lot of clients, because like the same thing will happen in another exercise too, right? Like, so long as you're trying to get her attention and you're always focused on that, and she doesn't have to think so much about things. But in this case, when she has to focus on where you're going and you're actually trying to lose her, she has to focus so much harder on following you
Yeah.
that you don't have to worry about her focus anymore.
That makes sense. We do know nothing. We need to
And then the other thing that happens too is a lot of times when parents will ask their dogs to sit and stay, and then they want to come to them because they don't want to stay. So you kind of flip it on that one as well.
Okay. So like, go.
Hmm. And just have her come with you. Good.
Good girl. Very good.
And then if you start having that problem when she doesn't, you just ask her to stay. She's really good about that for the most part, though.
Yeah.
It's the release part that she needs help with. Good luck. Oh, we got the itchies. And it's important to keep these ideas, especially when we go on a social outing together, because that's when parents find it the hardest to keep and maintain that focus. And sometimes it's because we're trying too hard to pull them away from what they're interested in, instead of being what they should be interested in. That's all. She's doing great. This also helps because she hasn't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I know. She's like, oh, Mom, and this is great. Yeah, this is great.
So now go ahead and ask her to sit in place there. Now you ask her to wait, and then you take a few steps, and then you ask her to come to you. You can drop the leash if you need to. I don't think she's gonna go anywhere. I also have the longer leash if we need, but I think you'll be okay. That's the part where she usually has the problem. Perfect, there you go. So that's why it's important to practice the release part for her, just getting that enticement to go again. And what I'll do sometimes, especially if she has been kind of stubborn, is after I release her, I kind of invite her into a game of follow or chase, and that really gets her going to pull. Kind of makes her excited to come again.
Yeah.
Now we're eating grass.
Does she throw it up a lot? Not at all. Sometimes when she eats grass,
I'll keep an eye on it. She hasn't eaten too much grass either, so maybe that's why. Now she's munching away now we say that. There you go. She's like, I'm done. Very good. There you go.
Very good.
Good. And it's the only way to reprogram behavior like that, unfortunately.
Okay,
Like,
it's
you have to just,
over and
mhm.
over.
You have to be very consistent. Because as soon as you kind of slack and kind of let her sit and stay when she wants to, then that's how she programs herself to be like, oh, I don't want to move anymore. I'm just going to do this.
And I think I have done that, unfortunately.
We do a lot of things inadvertently.
Yeah. It's because like when we go on walks, I don't have a yard,
Uh-huh.
and so we'll go on a long walk, but then she'll end up just staying.
Aw. It is pretty hot too, so we try to take breaks every now and then with water and letting her just kind of sit and relax. Good.
All right, Willow, come.
Perfect. There you go.
Very good.
And now to bleed it into like real world practice, while you're just kind of randomly walking around, go ahead and drop the leash and then ask her to sit, stay, and then recall her. Very good. Perfect. And just like with the puppy, she's definitely more reactive to that come part when you make it more like an invitation to play as opposed to like a command.
Okay.
Because usually that's what makes her kind of want to stick
Yeah, she's
more.
Like, no, I am stubborn.
Yeah.
And I will do what I want. That is very true.
Good girl.
Good girl, Willow.
Very good. And then for like the leave it and impulse control that she has sometimes,
Yeah.
what I'll do is I'll hold her for you at first,
Okay.
and you can show her that you're putting a treat in the bowl.
Willow. Good girl.
I'll just have her wait,
Wait.
and then release her to the bowl for a treat.
Good girl.
Good.
That was good, Willow.
And then you make it harder by having the treat in the bowl and you following her, and then having her sit, stay, and then release for it.
Like putting it in here now.
Or yeah, I would pick it up first so she can't get to it. There you go. And now she knows that you have it.
Wait. Wait. Sit. Sit. Stay.
Okay, now take the bowl with you. And have her stay.
Stay. Stay.
And then slowly put the bowl down.
Stay.
And then release her to come to it.
All right, come.
It's another way that you can practice not only your leave it, but the release part, especially for her. With Lily, we mostly needed to practice the stay part. She
Really good
loves her
at
treats.
staying. It's the
Yeah.
stubbornness that kicks in.
Mhm. She's not quite as treat motivated as the lab, but at least she does like treats. So you can kind of still use them as a reward.
Try to flip it. See if there's more. There's more. You're gonna do it again.
Almost. Now what's really hard is if you walk the opposite side of the bowl and recall her to you.
Oh, like no. She's like, you took your eyes off me. I got it. Oh, I'm sorry. I took your eyes off.
It's okay. That's why they call it training.
Yeah.
So I would probably move her maybe to the blue cone and then try again so you have a little bit more wiggle room. There you go. Yep. Pretty much the opposite side of the bowl, or next to the bowl, but usually that's even harder. There you go. Now have her come to you for.
She's like, are you kidding me?
It's a hard one.
That's a hard one. Let's work on that.
Here, I'll help you. I'll help Spot with the leash this time.
Okay.
All right.
Let's
Okay.
work on that. Okay, with a sit. Sit.
But the reason why we're catering this exercise to you and Willow in particular is because when she sees another dog or something else she's interested in, it helps with her like impulse of going towards what she wants and coming to mom when she's asked. Hmm?
That's a good one. With a sit. Stay.
Now don't go as far. There you go. And now
Come, Willow. Willow, come. Willow, come.
there you go. Good.
Had to have that treat out. You sit.
Good.
Stay. Hey, Willow, come. Willow, come on. Come on, girl.
There you
Good
go. Much better. Good. Now what you'll do is ask her to sit stay, and instead of her going to the bowl to get the treat, you bring it to her. So it rewards her patience and shows her that she doesn't have to always go for what she wants. Mom will bring it to her. And this is how we'll work on her, hopefully breeding dogs. You
Yeah.
sit stay instead of going charging towards them and scaring everybody.
Yeah.
We'll have them come to us and we'll do the sniffs.
Okay.
And it'll be a little bit harder because you want to try to avoid the face-to-face, and a lot of dogs will do that initially.
Yeah.
But then when they go to like the rear end is when she's more comfortable. So if you can ask either the other handler, be like, hey, can we walk up behind you, or can she sniff from behind because she's more comfortable, or vice versa, that'll be key. But
Okay.
is that sometimes they happen so quickly.
Yeah.
But just be aware that the longer that she kind of sticks and lingers in the face, just be mindful, and if you need to, do quick pull. But try to keep it nice and loose and everything until you need it, because you don't want to add any extra tension to it. Good girl.
That makes sense. This is helpful. This is really helpful. You just have to practice, Willow.
And what we'll do is I'll give you this, and you can practice and hang out with Willow. And what I'll do is I'll grab Harmony, and we can try to practice you getting to smell another, or leading her to smell another dog from behind as opposed to face to face.
Okay, that sounds good.
Come on, big guy. Good boy. Hi, how you doing? Is your dog friendly? Okay, he's really friendly. We can try to give it a shot. Easy, big guy. Easy. Easy. There you go. Go ahead and release her to smell him. Oh. Oh, look, she wants to play. Good job.
Gotcha. Like, wait a minute.
Good boy, Baxter. Oh, look at her. Look at her. Look at her.
Hi, Baxter.
Oh, good
Hi,
boy.
Baxter.
She's like, Mom, get this thing off.
No, I know this dog.
That was funny.
It's her zoomy play. Zoomy play. Hi, Baxter.
And when she calms down, what we could do is like you can have her walk with them. Usually that'll help too. If she, wasn't already so comfortable.
Right. Hi, Baxter.
He's like, I'm not sure.
He's like, wait, who are you? I don't know you.
Good
You're a big
boy. There you go.
Oh, I'm trying to get it off, Willow. Hey, let's walk.
Come on.
Good
Good girl. You can go ahead and take it off of her.
Take it off. You're good. You're good. Say hi. Come on here. Hi, Baxter. You're handsome.
He's Mr. Antisocial over here.
He's like, I don't want to talk. Oh, scared you too?
Bless you. Good boy. There you go. Good.
Hi.
There you go. All right, I'll go get another pup. Oh, here, I'll take it up. Hi, how are you doing? Oh, gosh. Is it okay if she says hi? She's very friendly. What?
Well, we can take it slow. She'll be okay. Good girl.
There you go.
Good
Good.
job.
Perfect. There you go. Good.
Good job.
There we go.
Good job, Willow. Okay, now play with me.
Go get her already. Get her. Harmony, come. Good girl. Oh yeah, there you go.
You want a treat? Yeah.
Harmony, come here. Come here. See it. Good. There you go. Good. Oh, I know you want a treat too. Good girl. Oh yeah, go get her. Good girl.
Hi. Play with her. Play with her.
She's on the shy side too.
Is she?
Every now and then she'll break up and start playing, but it usually takes a little bit for her.
How old is she?
It's like 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get it off?
We call her Harmony because she's like one of the only dogs that plays and gets along well with my girlfriend's beagle.
Oh.
And like dogs can like snap at her and things like that. She
And
doesn't get upset.
Doesn't do
Yeah.
anything.
She's just like very shy for the most part.
Hi.
Every now and then she'll play. She's got like a couple friends, but
Yeah.
she's pretty docile. She's like the rest of the old ladies, even though she's not old.
You're not old.
Good
Oh,
girl.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Who's that? Who's that?
I know. Play with her. She's like, no.
Oh, we'll get you Lily.
Lily.
Come on, Harmony.
Lily will play with you.
Let me go. Let me go. Good girl. Oh, that grassy. Come here, Lily. Good girl. Good. Good. Very good.
She's like, wait a minute.
Good. Just make sure she stays until you ask her to release. She's doing good though.
You're doing okay.
There you go. And we'll keep trying to distract her off of there. Very good.
That's very distracting.
Lily's dying for a treat over here too. There you go. Gentle Lily.
You're doing good, Willow.
Go ahead and ask Lily to sit.
Lily.
There you go.
Good girl.
She's like, who is this puppy? Come on, Lily, this way. Good girl. Who's that? Good. There you go.
Good nickname.
And then release her whenever you're ready. There you go.
Good girl.
She's like, wait a second.
It's like, wait,
There's crumbs over there. Oh yeah. Get her. Oh yeah. No, let's get out of their yard. Get her. Oh. Oh. We're in like full sprint mode now. She's just hurtled over her. There you go. I got you. And that brings the point. It's just verbal play. And like harmony is another good one too. Like the fact that like if it sounds questionable for you and seems intense, and if you're not sure, just read how they're behaving. Like, do they seem scared by it? Do they seem like it's still all in good nature and fun? Is it too intense? Things like that.
I'm trying to play with the leash.
You can go ahead and let that go. There you go. Oh, there you go. Oh, I forgot the toy. We have one in the car. Good girl. There you go. So the next time when she gets hyped up and starts playing with it, go ahead and release it and then ask her to drop it for a treat.
Okay.
We'll see if we can recreate it at this. No.
She's like, I'm tired.
You have to get going.
I do soon.
Aw.
Unfortunately. I know. I'm like, bummer.
Sorry, we got a late start
That's
there.
okay. I have a meeting at 11:30 that I have to be back by, and so.
Gotcha. Is there anything that you wanted to touch base on before you headed out? And we could always, like I said, just do it next time as well. But if you had any,
So I'm traveling next week.
Uh-huh.
So I probably won't see her until I pick her up on Sunday.
oh,
I know, which is super sad.
we'll have to try to do like a social session
That's what
on
I'm saying.
Sunday
Can
then.
we do
Yeah.
like, and my mom's gonna come too,
Perfect.
just so that she can, because she takes care of her while I'm out of town usually,
Okay.
and so she can learn some stuff.
Yeah, we can go to like I think downtown will be the best place. It's like 20 minutes, 30 minutes away from here,
Yeah.
but it has the dog park there and the
Yeah.
trail, and then like just the city life, so we can practice
Okay.
walking and distractions and dogs and things like that all in one shot.
Okay.
It'd be really good. Oh,
Just let
good
me know
girl.
what time works best for y'all whenever you figure it out, and we can make it work for us.
Sounds good.
But yeah, seems like she's doing great, and there's a lot I can work with her on, like in regards to like the leave-its and the walking and stuff.
The main thing I think is she's learning to be less apprehensive. Like that initial part is still going to be hard for new dogs. That's why we still do the muzzle and holding her back, But right after that, she seems to be doing really
Like,
good at
calm
like,
down.
it's like, oh, this dog is good to play,
Yeah.
She's definitely holding on to that like fear reaction and that
Yeah.
self-preservation mode a lot less now, which is really good.
That is good. So it's just maintaining that basically by social interaction.
Yeah. And it's only one of those things that, you're just going to have to keep an eye on long term.
Sure.
Like it might just be something that you'll always have to do at first because that initial part is always going to be like almost PTSD for her.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, then she's okay. But, she's still relatively young with enough good experiences. She might be okay with it. Like she's met a couple dogs without the muzzle, before on the walk, and it's gone fine. And you just have to kind of gauge it and how the other dog is too.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think why I asked about the barking play is because I associate that with the attack, and so I'm like, I have to figure out what is normal and what's not, so that I can gauge it. But I think that's a good thing to look at of how they're reacting.
It comes with a good experience too, and just being at dog parks more. You'll be like, oh, they're just barking and playing. It's like, oh, she looks a little overwhelmed, or she looks a little scared. She's trying to make space, and this dog's pushing in, kind of deal.
Hi, Lily. I was trying to pet Willow. Lily's like, well, what about me?
It definitely is sometimes hard to differentiate between the intensity as opposed to aggression. So that's where just experience comes into play, and being able to read the entire situation as opposed to just what's happening there. having fun?
You having fun, Willow?
She's so cute.
I know. She's
Aw.
so sweet.
You have any questions or anything else further you want on recording?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. Oh no, either way. I'll walk around you first and see how he does. Good. There you go, good. That'll always be the hard part, right? Because he's going to be so big and strong, so if he makes a move, it's going to be hard for us to control it. So you want to try to catch him beforehand, like, you know, he's growling for space or because he's unsure. So go ahead and try to redirect him back to you. And if you want, you can either make space or you can ask me and I can make space for you. It's whatever you think will be easier. We'll start off with Harmony because she's the easiest one. She's pretty neutral. Very good. Good, there you go. Perfect, there you go. Redirect it on his own a little bit there. Good. Go ahead and catch up to us and we'll slowly start walking. That way he can kind of be downwind of her and still see her, and you can practice this part here too. Good. Here, I'll make it easier. Come on, Harmony. There you go. Okay. And now what we'll do is we'll start walking hopefully next to each other for a little bit, and we'll start getting like closer and closer. So we'll kind of walk parallel and we'll taper in. Yep. So that way you get a chance to do that if necessary. It's okay, boo boo. Good. Good, there you go. Good. Okay. Hmm? Okay. And then whenever you're ready, just let me know and I'll slowly cross in front. So that way you can kind of meet her from behind as opposed to like face to face. Okay. There you go. Perfect. That's good. Yep. Good girl. Perfect. She's pretty neutral. Good girl. Good girl. Come here, Harmony. There you go. Good. And now go ahead and redirect him back. There you go. Good. Good girl. You can go smell? There you go. Very good. There you go. Now we'll try to casually walk back together. There you go. Good. And it'll be hard, but you want to try to your best, especially when it's with stranger pups, to avoid the face as much as possible, just because it can cause some dogs that apprehension, and it's almost like it's more confrontational sometimes. Whereas if they get to smell them from behind, they get all that information about who they are and satisfy that curiosity without the face-to-face pressure. That's, yeah. Well, good girl, Harmony. There you go.
Does it matter if I'm the blonde?
No, doesn't matter. Whatever is gonna be most comfortable for you. I usually try to be in between, unless, you know, I'm confident, like with Harmony, that it'll be okay. Like with the other pups, maybe I'll give more space or more time, feel things out, but there you go. If you want to give Harmony a treat, that'll be good too. Good girl. Oh.
Oh, did it go all the way down?
No. There it is. Good girl. Come on, Harmony. This way. There you go. Very good. Good. There you go. There you go. Perfect. All right. 1 down, 3 to go.
Yeah.
Did you want your other pup too before I switch Harmony out?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, just gonna have to miss out.
Oh. All right. Cool.
So, you're gonna bring
Yep.
both of them out?
I'll go bring a new one up. If you want to go ahead and give him a break, I might bring a water bowl too, if that's okay for both of us. Unless you got a spare one.
Yeah, I have like 2.
All right, that'll be good.
Alright,
Let's.
I'll get the water.
All right. I'll let Harmony get some water too before I put her back away.
Let's go.
There you go. Good. Did well though. Easy. Good girl. Yes. Who's that? Easy. I know, you're excited. I'll keep walking. You're so hype right now. Oh my goodness. Easy. Lily. Easy. Good girl. There you go. Easy. Yes. Right? So that's what's going to make it harder too, is if they start pulling towards. Lily, settle. Lily, settle. Good. And Lily has a lot of practice redirecting when she's excited, because she's excited a lot. So that's kind of what you need for him as well, you know? Just when they get all hyped up, learning to calm down, refocus back onto you. Okay. Good girl. This way. Easy. Yes. Easy. Wait. No circles. Come here. Good girl. Easy. Yes, we're almost across the street. Hold on. I know, you're so hype right now. No. There you go. Good. Lily. She's just excited. She's Lily. So same thing. Good girl. Good. There you go. Very good. And what we'll do is we'll start walking up this way. You can slowly catch up, and then we'll do the parallel thing again. Okay? Good girl. This way. I know, you want to say hi. Hold on. Good girl. Easy. Good girl. This way. Good. So same thing with her. All we're doing is letting them get up to that super high point and then calming them back down, getting them back up, letting them back down. Good girl. There you go. Good settle. Good. There you go. Good. Very good. Yes. Okay, so now we'll walk in parallel. So you kind of see what I mean now that he's kind of shifted gears. Then it's okay for them to kind of meet up. And I'll move over to the side there. Perfect. Good. Good.
I do like the downwind method.
As I said, especially like this, it's much less confrontational. Lily. Good girl. Lily. Wait. Yes, good wait. Good wait. Good girl. Good wait. Good. And now we'll just walk with each other and then I'll close in with you again. Okay. So now he gets used to being around her and not having to like be in her, you know? And she still wants to meet him too, but that's okay. We'll let her get to it in time here. There you go. Good. I'll come in front of you. I'm just trying to get her to calm down a bit. She's like super hyped up right now too. Good girl. There you go. There you go. Good, very good, thank you. Good. Good. And then if you want to give her a treat,
What is this?
just freeze-dried chicken.
Oh, okay.
You can.
Good girl. Good girl.
There you go. And I'll see if he wants some.
Pongo. This is different. Ow.
Gentle.
Good boy, but jeez, man.
You alright? There you go. There you go. Now we'll just walk back together this way. Mhm. So, especially with treats or with the environment, there you go, that's fine. Letting them get distracted and smelling the grass, letting them get distracted and get some treats together. You know, both of those things really work because now they're not just like razor focused on one another too.
Yeah, they're not as
Intense. Yeah.
gentle.
Oh, this is a big piece. Holy cow. Gentle. Here's one for him.
I actually ran out.
It's alright, we can refill on the next one in. Oh, good kissing.
So when he wasn't,
Hmm?
back
Alright. I wish I had more of those. I have one male puppy He's a big Burmese. He'll be coming up. He's very shy and he doesn't like dogs, so he might not even be able. So he might not even be able to engage with him at all. So that'll be a good like test as well. Because while you're out in public too, you know, some dogs will just be shy, and they won't be they won't be able to engage. So it's good to be able to practice him seeing and not being able to say hello too. You know. It's a tough thing for him. Good girl. There you go. Hmm? Mm-hmm. Yep. It takes a lot of patience and practice to work through, but that's why, like, yep. Yep. And the important part is too, especially in the beginning when they're all hyped like that, to not let them meet or anything, because that's usually when like incidents can happen, whether, you know, on purpose or accidental, because a dog freaks out or something. Because they're already at that heightened state, that's when, you know, conflicts can occur. So that's why it's really important to give the time that they need to kind of settle in. She's just smelling stuff. Good girl. Very good. There you go. Easy. Good girl.
Dog parks are kind of built that way, where they build up all this energy and then there's a lot of enemies.
Yeah. The gate can be pretty intense, and I'll show you guys how I work around that. And after I send you a link to this video, you can kind of see with Willow's how I kind of handle that, especially since there's going to be so much energy in the beginning, and that doesn't go well for her. So what I'll do is I'll put the muzzle on her and I'll hold her back, let everybody come in, settle, get the new dog settled in, everybody kind of calms down and disperses, and then I release her to go and check them out.
Fresh meat, and then all the dogs want to say hi.
Yeah.
Some dogs can't.
It's pretty intense, especially for like timid dogs or something too, shy dogs. It can be really hard, so that's why it's really important to try to make it easy for them, you know. And we'll go over that on a session too, just like when's the best time to go, how to deal with things. Good girl. Yeah, let's get some water and then we'll switch out to the next one.
Next one we're gonna.
We can either do the Burmese mountain dog or we can do Willow. Willow will be very uncomfortable with the face-to-face contact, so that's why she'll have the muzzle on. But after she gets smells in, then she's calm and comfortable. So it'll be a good experience for her, and it'll be good practice for you as well. Because like I said, there's gonna be those dogs that really don't like another dog to come up to their face, and that's where you can get a lot of those conflicts. So you can kind of get an opportunity to read the situation. Well, that's whatever you'd want to start off with. It's up to you.
Yeah, let's try Willow. I think.
Okay. And so the Burmese is going to be probably the hardest one too, because he's going to be really shy. He doesn't even like hanging out with these guys yet. They try to get him to play, but you know, he's not like aggressive or bad or anything, but he's just very like standoffish, you know. He's like, I don't know you. So he's going to probably be the hardest one for this guy. All right. Good girl. Lily. Yes. Very good. Good girl. Hey, wait up. Yes, thank you. Very good. Easy. Good girl. Easy. Very good. Hold on. Good girl. can't hold this one because it's sticking to the long neck cord. It's too high. It's too high. He's doing good. Good. Very good. So what I'm going to try to do is just walk along the grass next to you and then we just try to keep him still, right? Yep, there it is. He was doing good though. It's okay, here, we'll reset. Come here, Willow, this way. Oh, I know, hold on. Oh, good girl, good pee pee. Good. So I'm gonna try to make a bigger circle. Oh, got distracted. Oh, easy. Very good. There you go. He's doing great. In that training mode stride. Alright, we'll start slowly walking this way if you want to backtrack. Who's that? Who's that? No, boo boo. Come on. I know. Good girl. This way. Good. There you go. Good. Very good. There you go. Good girl. All right. Oh, there you go. That's funny. This is a lab mix. You want to try? Oh, perfect. Here, I'm gonna move to the side. Oh, look at the schnauzer. Hi, schnauzer. Hi. There you go. Oh, there you go. Good practice for you. Hi. Good girl. There you go. Good job, big guy. All right. So I'm gonna walk up again in parallel to you. Good girl. Very good. There you go. She is a sweet thing. There you go. Good. All right, let's try to walk back up this way. Hopefully she'll come with. Come on, Miss Willow. There you go. And while she's distracted too, you can go ahead and bring him over to behind her to see if he'll want to sniff her. There you go. Just go nice and slow. Easy. Good. Good. There you go. Good girl. Good boy. There you go. Very good. There you go. There you go. Good. There you go. Good disengage. Good girl. But the main thing is, like, she's not as snappy anymore from a lot of work. But the main thing to watch there is, like, how they both freeze.
Yeah.
You know? That's how you know that they're at least not sure of the situation and they're not relaxed. It's nothing too bad, but it's like that pre-warning step, right?
Yeah. Trying to get it right.
Mm. Pretty much, you just want to make sure that everybody is calm and relaxed, and you're good to go. If it seems tense, or if it's too excited, or if one of them seems a bit timid, go ahead and just give it some more time. You know, it's better than rushing it.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, let's go ahead and I'll try to follow you, and we'll just kind of walk together. Good girl. You got it, big guy? Come on, Willow. Good girl. Right. Good. There you go. Good. Good girl. There you go. Very good.
And now they're just having fun. It takes like
Yeah.
2 or 3 interactions,
It's not too bad.
and then they're just gonna
There you go. Good. There you go. Good girl. We knocked the camera, but it's still on, so we're good.
go. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
They both do that. I think she's gonna
Yeah, like I said, once she gets comfortable, she's all right. It's just that, you know, initial apprehension, and then she's over it.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think, big guy? Got a new friend over here?
Just frozen.
Oh. I got some more months of chicken.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I know you want some. There you go.
Are these,
Good girl.
Like, are these high value?
Yeah. I consider them pretty high value. They're a little bit more expensive than the regular treats, but it's nothing like it's not like deli meat. It's like probably like the right before then. Good. There you go. I think so. It takes a little bit of effort and practice to get. Oh, yeah, you're in trouble now. Good girl. There you go. Good. So yeah, playful, in-your-face snap there. That's why she has the muzzle on, but he reacted really well to it, you know, not overreacting or anything. Good girl. Come.
Ow. Gentle.
Good girl. There you go. Alright. We'll just walk back and let them interact one more time. There you go. Good job.
You want her to sniff him?
Either way, we'll just walk together, see if she'll want to or not. Good girl. Yeah, you're doing so good. Good boy. There you go. She got a little sniffs in. Good girl. A little bit. Good. So, you know, real world is sometimes hard to get practice like this, but that's why you want to try to take advantage of it whenever you can, you know, and that just takes being able to talk to somebody from a distance.
Yeah.
seeing if they have time, letting them know, especially because of him and how he looks and how big he is and all that stuff. It's like when I socialize pitties, you're gonna have just a little bit of a harder time. You know, you have to be even more outgoing and letting them know that it's okay. He's just intense. He's very friendly. You know.
You just hit the nail on the head. All of that was true.
It's hard. Socializing small, cute puppies, super easy. Socializing scared, timid pitties and Rotties and German Shepherds, really, really hard.
Yeah.
Even with her, we have a vest coming because, you know, people see the muzzle and then they're automatically, you know, apprehensive. And I could do it without, but you run the risk of her accidentally snapping and angering somebody, you know, hurting another pup, things like that.
I mean, sometimes like
Yeah, and that just takes practice too, just having it on casually at home. You know, you can do that for him as well. Just, you know, just having some time watching TV together, just put on the muzzle. You know, before dinner time, put on the muzzle, feed him some kibble through it. You know, things like that. Just make it casual. It doesn't have to be a negative thing that it's on their face. You know, it's just the safety net.
it's just like the crate. The crate's not that.
It's all in how you treat it. Are we just chilling? I know we got one more pup, big guy. Are you done? She's on the opposite end of the energy scale as Miss Lilly.
Yeah.
She's like super hyped. All right, you ready for the last one, or you want to give him a little break? Let's go get some water. Huh? You want some water?
I can't tell. I think he's just relaxing right now. He's not really.
Come on. Let's go get some water. Yeah, he seems alright. Hey, big guy. What do you think, huh? What do you think of that big old hand? There you go. Good job. Come on. Come on. This way your friends and family can watch the video as well.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Good girl. Yeah, she loves people.
Yeah, he was trying to play.
Yeah. She just doesn't like to be mounted. So that worked out well. That was good. Okay, and then back in. Very good. 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 It's important to let them have those social interactions. That way he learns that, you know, it's not acceptable from her, and she learns that he's still going to be okay to be around, even though it happened.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times when bad things happen, people just stop right there and they let it go, and that's going to be the last, you know, memory that they have of that interaction. What you want is a recovery, if possible, first, and then let go. Oh yeah, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? She's like, good girl, there you go. So she just matched his intensity, and then they both just calmed down again. Good. She's like, what? What? What do you She's doing good?
She's just like, okay, keep barking.
She was traumatized when she was younger, so that's why she has to go through kind of like a rehabilitation and recovery. But she's doing really well. Look at her, like a rock.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I guess that didn't work. Come on, let's get you some water, and then we can get Mr. Baxter. Very good. There you go. Good. So, like I said, when we were just talking about that, you know, just letting things play out too is important. As safely as possible. You know, if things are really bad or if they, you know, need a break or a timeout, go ahead and give that to them. But try not to end on a bad note, pretty much. Shoot.
Things that come with dog parks where we just like cut everything off
sometimes it's important, especially at a dog park, for them to learn those social cues from their peers.
Yeah.
Good girl, there you go. Get some water. There you go, good girl. Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Oh. Come here. You excited? You excited? Oh. Come here. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. Oh, look at that. There you go. Good. What do you think, huh? What do you think? He's almost as big as you, huh? Almost. Good boy. This way? Yes, good. Good. With me? There you go. Good. Very good. He also wants to get into like every car. Yeah. Good boy. Gotta get him some bigger treats. Yeah. Good, there you go. Very good. So you want to go ahead and try to follow us? I'll start tapering up this way. Good boy. What do you think? What do you think, big guy? He's like, car? No, come on. Very good. Good boy. Hey, big guy. Good boy. Good boy. Very good. There you go. You're doing good too, I know. There you go. Good boy. I'm not sure. He's only like a year old, so they're probably holding out. But I haven't checked or anything. Uh-oh. Oh, that's too bad. Good. And if you want, I'll hold him still, and you can try to just walk by. Very good. There you go. Yeah, we'll do that. Switch it up a little bit. Easy. Good boy. Alright, gonna have to pause real quick on this one. There we go. Very good. Look at that. And if you guys want to start walking that way, we'll trail up behind you. He gets an opportunity to smell them. There you go. Very good. There you go. Good. There you go. Very good. Very good. There you go. Good. One more time. Perfect. There you go. Now we'll switch spots again. Good. Come here, big guy. Let me see if I can lure you with some treats so he can smell you. This way. Come on, this way. Good. There you go. Now try to get him from behind there. Perfect. Good. There you go. It's always a little bit easier with, you know, somebody you can coordinate things with.
Their first energy, they were matching each other.
Mhm.
Now,
Good girl. Good boy. Oh, good boy. And you'll experience that too usually with when you're out socializing. The more like docile, if it's like an older dog or a chill dog, kind of like with Harmony, the less reactions they're gonna be. And then the more like hyped of a dog, you know, or barky, then you're gonna have usually a little bit more of those reactions in. Good boy. Very good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good boy, Pong. Good boy.
There you go. Very
job,
good.
guys. Good boy, Pong.
Good. There you go. Good boy. I'm just giving them, like I said, little breaks here and there, letting them smell, then breaking back up, letting them smell, breaking it back up. Helps to keep it casual too.
Yeah.
There you go. Especially if one's distracted and the other one can go ahead and keep smelling, that's fine. You know. Oh, you want to say hi? Good. Almost.
This is like pumpkin.
Oh yeah, he's fine. He's just, like I said, if he can make friends with you, that'd be great. It just takes a little bit. Good boy.
Let
There
the big
you
one- yeah, get the big
go.
one.
Good boy. Good job, big guy. Yeah, see? See? Strangers can give you treats too.
Hey, you gotta pick yourself up. Come on. Good boy. Good boy.
Good boy. Come on.
Normally, he just keeps going.
Oh, there you go. Good job. Much better. There you go. Good. Good
That's,
boy.
a lot better than I was actually expecting.
Hey, they did great. Looks like we finished up just in time too, which is good.
Yeah.
You want to try to walk them together?
Yeah, sure.
We'll just go up this way a little bit and then we'll call it.
Pong, ready? Let's go.
Then if you want to just text me with whenever you guys want to do the next one, I'll check the calendar.
Okay.
And then, yeah, we can, hopefully if the weather will be nice, we can do a dog park one if you think you're ready, or we can do like a further away dog park one just for redirection. Just depends.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see where we're at, because we don't come back until Friday.
Oh yeah, you guys are heading out for a bit. Yeah, that's fine.
So,
Oh, in the meantime too, if you want, you can get them used to having a muzzle on just for those initials.
okay.
That'll help too. Sometimes put some people at ease, and then once you get settled in, same with Willow, you know, I'll just take the muzzle off and everything's fine.
Okay.
So that could just be some homework in the meantime.
Yeah, we've been practicing going in and out the door so far. That's pretty much all we've had time for.
Oh, if we had more time, I would take these guys in and out of the door too. That'd be pretty distracting for them. How've they been doing?
They go straight to the spot, but then they don't really leave until the person that put them there places them. But I want the person that comes in the door to
Okay. We can try to get some more practice in, or you know, if you have any friends or like coworkers, things like that that they haven't met too, we can try to schedule it around them coming in, and we can all work together as well. And ask around, see if any friends or coworkers or, you know, neighbors or anything wants to play play along. you go. Perfect. Yeah, you did so good, big guy.
Yeah, good job, man.
It's that like initial burst of excitement. It's like, oh dog, oh dog, oh dog. And then you just kind of work it out, that's all. Good boy. Who's that? Who's that? Yeah.
I remember training with the other dog, and that other dog came by. That was
Oh, the schnauzer?
yeah.
Yeah,
Schnauzer.
that was perfect. You have any questions or anything else at the moment?
Not really. I think that it's just gonna have to be